Hey. Welcome to another episode of Off Topic Podcast. Off Topic, where real life brings laughter, lessons, and uplifts. All right, I'm Mario. I got with me Ronii.
Hey. Hola, senores and senoritas.
Oh, okay. You bilingual today, huh?
Everybody.
Yeah. Hayward.
What's up, everybody?
You didn't speak French?
No, I don't know French. I don't. I'm sorry.
Mama Kim.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. And Stovall.
Hey.
Hey, so how's everybody been doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
No complaints.
Trying to beat this heat.
God, it's good.
Indiana heat.
What heat?
I was about to say Indiana heat.
It's been burning up.
85?
No, we in the 90s.
I've heard it's been in the
humid.
90s. It was in the 90s in Chicago too.
Why don't do that?
Come on now. It is not that unbearable. Can't be unbearable.
Come on to Texas.
It's hot. I had a little attitude because I was hot, a little irritated,
Oh, okay.
a little mad. So
That's why you had that fan out earlier.
That's it. I still got it out.
Why
are you drinking creamy
chocolate martini? That's all.
Hold on, cuz I got hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna make you proud for a minute. Baby, not
Where did you get that from?
the dollar store. La dala. La dala chore.
Got one in every purse.
Yeah. What's everybody been doing?
Not the one in every purse.
Momming like a mofo.
Who?
Momming. Moment is what I call it. A moment. Mom. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. You got a lot going on. Kids winding down for the school year, correct?
Yes, they're winding down, but didn't take long to wind back up. Like about 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks. The twins are going into high school. Sydney's already in high school. So high school sports literally started right up. They're already conditioning for soccer and volleyball, like 3 to 4 days a week already.
Wow. Oh, and that'll go all through the summer.
Yeah. And them niggas got jobs. I drop everybody off at work in the morning. Hey, man. Get our nails. I could pay for my own nails. I said, you sure can. And be sure to get a design book because you get a design on my dime, get one on yours.
Right. Period.
Man, Mama Kim, what you been up to?
Baby, working. I just got home from work. I said, baby, because I don't want Ike over there to be trying to take $5 from me if I don't get here on time.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, he called me. I'm like, bro, I ain't even answer. I said, you just gonna have to take it out of my check because I'm trying to get on. I literally just got
Come on, deductible.
The deductible. I'm like,
Hayward, what you been up to?
A lot of moving back and forth. I had to be in Chicago for a little bit last week. My brother was ill. But he has come home as of today. Praise God.
Praise God.
We're very happy about that. So I'm happy to be back and home and in one piece. So
he's doing better.
Good, baby. Guys. Good.
Yeah. Say it again.
So he's doing better.
He's doing a lot better. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Stovall.
Listen, I hate to report this, but baby, let me tell you. When I say that Jizob has actually not been playing fair and making me earn my money, I said, this is unfair. This is totally unfair. And I don't like
try to work.
Huh?
I said, don't you hate when they actually make you try to work?
Ooh, I said, who thought this was a good idea? Who thought restructuring was a good idea? Because it didn't do nothing but give me more responsibilities. This is not how that goes. So, bear with me as I learn my new ways.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say that online. I'll say it offline.
Thank
you. Well, my father got married.
Woo!
Congratulations.
He walked down the aisle, so he had the biggest grin on his face. That night his smile was even bigger. So I'm happy for Latrice. It was a very, very nice occasion. Very nice occasion.
It was.
It really was.
All right. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. We'll get into this first clip.
Pray with me. Heavenly Father, my life and my destiny are not designed for stagnation and limitations. God, you created me to advance in this world. So help me to overcome every obstacle, distraction, and hindrance, God, that is preventing me from moving forward into the life that you have promised me, Lord. I reject stagnation and declare progress in all areas of my life. Father, I ask that you break every chain of bondage that has held me back and unseat every devil that is sitting on my blessings, God. I refuse to be swallowed by generational curses, problems, and battles that has held my family down for years. Remove any ungodly forces that are working against me, God, trying to hinder my progress in life. Grant me the strength and ability, Lord, to overcome laziness and procrastination so I may be effective in every area of my life. Let the fire of God consume all demonic resistance and let your favor and abundance flow over to me now, God. I declare divine speed in every area of my life. I am designed for success, progress, and the fulfillment of my God-given purpose. God, I ask that you let whatever I lay my hands upon begin to expand, flourish, increase, and move forward speedily, swiftly, immediately, and quickly. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Pray with me.
Amen. Amen. Send me her handle because I need to be her friend tonight.
Yeah, for real.
Right. Oh, that's a prayer right there. That is a prayer right there. All right. So we ain't gonna comment on her prayer because I think that she pretty much summed it up.
Nailed it.
What is one thing that you were praying for? Start with you, Mama Kim.
Ooh, it's crazy. So at my job, it's a lot of people because it is mental health for men this month, but women are still having mental health issues, and I have a coworker that is struggling, but I've been able to give her a safe space so she can speak on it, because some days when I walk in and I don't see her, I'm like, oh, is she here? Is she gonna make it? But she's been open, and I'm like, okay, every day you come in, it's a good day. But I pray for her peace, because she don't have a peace of mind right now. She's moving into a new apartment on Friday. I think that's going to help her. She found a place to go seek to talk to people. She's just really here in Texas by herself. She don't have friends. She don't have any family. And she's been struggling for weeks. And I've just been giving her hugs and telling her it's going to be okay. But I've been doing a lot of prayer for just people close to me for their peace, just to have a peace of mind every day you wake up, every day that you walk into your new whatever it is, but just have a peace of mind. And I see this, and she a young girl, and she struggles every day just to come to work. So I think about, I've been in her space before, but how do you make it through? So I'm always there for her. Just, hey, you want to talk? We had a one-on-one today. It was a 2-hour one-on-one. I was like, girl, okay, you talking me to death. So I try to make it light to make sure she know, like, I still care, but girl, we still at work. And so other people are starting to notice, like my GM noticed, like, is she okay? Like, she talking about taking a leave, y'all. So I'm trying to keep her here, but I want her to get some mental health time if she needed. So
does your job have like the EAP? Okay.
Yes, they do have that. So she won't get paid. She don't care. But I'm like, and she said, if I take a 2 weeks leave, I'm going to go visit my family. I just want to be around people that can hug on me, to love on me, kiss me, tell me that everything is going to be okay. Because she don't have that in that small city that we work in.
I'm glad she has you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I pray for her peace every morning. I'm like, baby, I'm gonna come in here, and I tell her, so I joke about it. I'm like, girl, I come in the door and I don't see you sitting at your desk. She's like, I'm here. I said, please, thank you, girl. I said, leave me a note on my desk so I know you're here, because girl, you get me nervous, baby. My stomach get to jumping because I don't have your number. I don't know where you live or anything, but I just want you to know that I really care, and people around you do care. They want to make sure that you get everything that you deserve, just to have a peace of mind. Because I've been in that space where I didn't have a peace of mind, and it was real crazy.
That's a scary place, especially when you don't have any of your family around too.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely. All right, Ronnie.
Lately I find myself praying for peace always, because the world is crazy, but more patience, because it's patience. That's a big one for me. But what I've learned, God has a sense of humor. We all know that. So when you pray for patience, He puts you in situations where that patience has to. Yeah, and I done failed a couple of times, but
He's still working on you, boo.
Baby, he's texting me every time. Not every time. I'm getting better. The breathing. It's like the breathing, the counting to 10. But somebody told me when you count to 10, if you go off after that, it's premeditated. So maybe I shouldn't count to 10. I don't know. But either way, I don't know. But, definitely patience, and also for me to be still. I can't fix everything. Everything doesn't have to be. It's not my job to fix everything and everybody. I have that like bad, because sometimes I may not come off as the nicest person, but I really do care a lot about people, like deep, and I want everybody to be okay. But I can't fix everything and everybody, so I have to kind of step back. So, yeah.
Okay. Hayward, sounds like one of your prayers have already been answered.
Absolutely. Definitely, most definitely. But I've also been praying for just clarity and abundance as well. I think just clarity in many different areas, just in career-wise, and just like I feel like, excuse me, there's so many things like floating around in my head in terms of like what I want to do. So just asking God to show it to me as plainly as possible, so I can move forward just with the right knowledge, or at least what I deem to be the right knowledge, and just abundance for myself, for those connected to me, like family, friends, everybody, because I want everyone to be happy and succeed in what they truly want to do in their life's work and purpose. So those have been my recent prayers.
Hey, what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take a sip on that one.
Mine is actually that same prayer: stagnation, or not being stagnant. So it's literally that. So that's why I was so excited about that. Yeah. So just ready to make some moves. My work, it sounds like they heard the prayer first, but it wasn't what I envisioned. But but it's cool. Yeah. But yeah. So that would be it.
That's just the humor God has. That's what we're talking about. You said they heard it's just a humor. Yep.
Yeah. I'm just ready to make some moves, make some things shake, and kind of get out of where I am. I don't feel like I'm in a rut right now. But I feel like I need to do something different. I need to do something else. I need to add to what I got going on. So
Gotcha. Well, my prayers, I guess, is kind of threefold. Peace of mind, definitely. Peace of mind, ultimately, honestly. Clarity as well, just for clarity in what my next step should be, whether be it in work-wise and personally as well, just what my next step should be. And then also appreciation. just appreciation for everything that I have now, so that I can appreciate the things I will gain in the future. I think sometimes for myself personally, I get caught up in the next thing or the future instead of really sitting in what's going on right now. And so just being able to appreciate all the things I've been blessed with thus far in my life, and and the things I've worked for, and the things that God saw fit to bless me with. Just appreciate those things and everything else, and to know and to trust and believe that everything else will come. So it's kind of hard to, again, that's patience coming into play. It's kind of a hard thing to be patient because I tend to get anxious sometimes, but that's my prayer: peace, clarity, and appreciation. So
That's good.
all right, so let's get into this next clip.
A lot of young ladies out here that are men in skirts. I look as feminine as possible because I am trying to overcompensate. I'll own it. I'll be vulnerable. I am trying to visually overcompensate for what I know is a default masculine posture that I walk through the world with every day. Of course I do. You see my taxes. No, I mean, but for real, I got a payroll, and so when you are leading in this way, when you are providing not just for yourself, but for those around you, your whole community, how are you not masculine in your energy, right?
Yeah.
But to Melissa's point, most of the women I know, especially the Black women, we would love if we didn't have to.
Woo.
What people don't realize. What'd you say?
I want to be soft and pink.
Correct. Yeah. What most people don't realize is that most masculine women are masculine by mandate, not by choice.
Yes.
We're masculine because we have been made to be. Yeah. We're masculine because if I don't go qualify for this mortgage, if I don't put these kids in the best schools, if I don't really make sure that my neighborhood is safe for me and my children to walk down, it won't be safe.
Wow.
I want to high five her, hug her area.
Wow.
Okay. Powerful.
What do we have to say about that?
Who want to go first?
You got your face in that camera. Go ahead.
Take the floor.
Okay, let me listen. So, as y'all know from our family text group, I caught myself trying to get back in the dating scene. Okay, probably a mistake. What the fuck ever. But I've noticed that you hear a lot of men say women are too independent. Like that's like it's a bad thing. Women don't let men lead. Women don't this. Here's the thing. Again, not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but a lot of us, we're that way because we had to be. We want somebody we know could lead and take care of home and do what they're supposed to do. And I don't have to ask you 1,000 times to take the trash out or cut the grass or do other things. You know what I mean? Like these are just things that you're going to do. But a lot of us are independent, and they say independent single women, we wear that as a badge. I don't want to wear that shit as a badge. I want somebody else to take on all this shit, and I could just sit back and cook and make sure you got a meal when you come home. I would love to do that. But we've been pushed in the corner. Some of us, not all, some of us have been pushed in the corner to where we don't have no choice. We don't have a choice. We've been doing it by ourselves for so long because we had to. Even when we were in a relationship, we had to do that. Not by choice. You wasn't handling what you were supposed to do. So if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, somebody has to fucking do it. Somebody got to make sure that stuff gets sent not late to keep lights on and all that stuff, or take care of kids while you do whatever it is that you do that's taking care of home is not important. We're put in those spaces. We don't want to be there. I would love to know that everything's taken care of. And when I say taken care of, I don't mean I need like a man to take care of me financially. I'm saying like, baby, I got the house, the bills and stuff. You take care of everything inside of here. Stuff like that, or just even to fucking feel safe. Even to feel safe. I would love that. I would love that. But I haven't gotten it. So what am I supposed to do? Just sit back and wait for somebody to come and do it? So because I'm not gonna wait because I got kids that gotta eat, bills that gotta get paid and everything else, I'm gonna do it myself. So when I do it myself, it's you don't need me, you too independent. And it's like, okay, I don't, yeah.
So then, Ronnie, what do you say to your sisters who walk around as if they don't need a man? So you're singing a different tune, which I'm sure a lot of men will be appreciative to hear that. But then you got some of your fellow sisters that walk around here bragging and boasting how they don't need a man. I can do this and I can do that, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I don't need a man for nothing. So then that's basically the contradiction to what you're saying. What do you say to them?
But some of the ones that are doing that, y'all struggling. Y'all really could use the help. You know, like don't be so prideful, I should say, to say that that's not something you need or that you want. You know, because honestly, if we bring the Bible in it, sis just got done praying. That's what it's supposed to be. Your man's supposed to be your husband. Now, I'm not gonna say man because I don't want anybody to be like your partner. Your husband, your spouse is supposed to take care of home, and you're supposed to compliment him, basically. So don't be so cute to where you think that you don't need that, because why do you want to do it by yourself if you don't have to? You know what I mean? Everybody wants that companionship. I feel like everybody does. But the person has to be right. Don't just settle because you got a lot to just settle because for having a man, and they still independent. Why they got a man just for the sake of having a man, but they take care of everything. You know? So don't be so cute and prideful that it's a badge of honor or this is the way it's supposed to be and it's cute. Because I mean, again, sometimes we're forced in that. Some of us are forced in that, but it's not like that's not something I want. Let me just say that. I can't speak for everybody else, but if I could have it to where I have somebody that's doing what he's supposed to be, he's walking like he's supposed to walk, he's leading like he's supposed to lead. That's another thing. You ain't even giving me a chance to lead. I'm supposed to lead. You ain't showed me nothing that would make me think you can do good leadership, baby. So I can't just give you that. I'm not gonna be able to give you that. You showed me nothing. You showed me nothing. So
I got a question for Mario and Sharon, you too. Where are those women at? Because my circle must be small. I don't run into women that say that they don't need men except on reality TV shows and high class celebrities. So, like, do you run into these women, Mario? Do you know any of these women?
No, all the women I personally know, they looking for a man. Unfortunately, have not been able to find one. But there are women out there that don't feel like, and it could be, for lack of, not lack of, but for failed attempts in acquiring or trying to acquire what they desire, and then that not happening. So then they say, well, you know what, I'm gonna do it on my own, and that could be what it is. But there are women out there that feel like, that come across or verbalize those type of things that they don't need a man. And again, it could be because of failed attempts.
Sharon, do you know any women like that?
I don't, not in my circle. All the ones that now I do have females in my circle, which, well, hell, cousin, you one of them, that we just not gonna settle. You can't just come in here saying no kind of thing just because you're a man and you don't even have all your stuff together and think that you're just gonna lead or I'm supposed to follow you when you don't have all your stuff together, to where it's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not desperate. I'm good.
Mario, keep your facial.
Tell you real quick, because I'm gonna tell you about Stovall. She don't when she says she don't want to follow you aimlessly. That is last year we went to the Janet Jackson concert. I knew exactly how we was gonna get out of there.
Please come.
Exactly how we was. I knew how we were supposed to walk out of there back to the car. And this fool, I was like, come on with me. I guess I didn't come across as confident as I should have. My fault. This fool had the nerve to stop and ask somebody. So all the way to the car, I had to give her a talk about being submissive.
To the car? Is that where it ended? No, it went the whole weekend. It didn't stop at the car. It didn't stop from the stage to the car. I heard it the whole weekend you were here with the extra day on Monday. Jesus Christ. I am not following nobody. It ain't gender specific. Period. If my cousin Keisha is watching, I ain't following you either. Nobody. No, I just asked because a lot of the times when this topic comes up, we hear, that there are women that say, I don't need a man for anybody. But as of late, like maybe within the last 5 years, I don't hear that from a woman except when they're on TV or like a really high class celebrity. And then the twist to that is I hear this from those celebrities only for you to jump in every little relationship that knocks at your fucking door. I mean, and I'm just like, you're sending mixed messages here. Like, don't give me something that's politically correct, or don't give me something you think I want to hear, and then your actions are doing something different. Because it's just like, once it comes out, I hear that this celebrity was with this person and gave this person, and I'm just like, why did you even give this person the time of the day? And they got money, and that would lure me in, but I wouldn't even do it, you know? Now, my views about 50 Cent has changed as of late, but he's one of them. Diddy is one of them. Like, I don't care how much money you got. I would never give those two guys the time of the day. Now, 50, you know, when the HBO stuff started happening and the stars, my views kind of changed a little bit. But I might be able to endure some things to ride out the prenup duration. But yeah. So that's why I just asked because of that.
Yeah. Mama Kim, what you got to say?
Baby, I don't really know, because I've been in many relationships, and I always thought I needed a man until I didn't have one. But I do, and I'm like, Ron, I want somebody to come and take out this trash. It's filled right now. I'm like, God dang it, I'm gonna go take this trash out. I want somebody to cut the grass. I don't want to have to pay for the grass to be cut. I want that shit cut by a man. I want the toilet to be clean, not by me, by him. It's one of them things, and it's really, really hard, because you try to meet a guy, you go out to eat, you do the things that you do and get to talking, and then you just be like, bro, I'm wearing the pants, I got the dingling, I got all of the things. I don't the dingling.
True. That too.
I'm just trying to and picking and choosing one. I'm picking in part, but you said you want a man to cut the grass. You take issue with a man who, like, you had a man, he just didn't cut the grass, and he hired somebody to do that. You take issue with that? I'm just curious. That was just a random question.
I would take it.
What's your question again, Hayward?
No, he don't need to repeat it. I heard it.
What did he say?
Mario's gonna answer next.
Oh, you had a man who did all of the things, but he cut the lawn. Like, would you take issue with that?
Yes.
You would genuinely
I
take
didn't quite
issue
hear
with
the
that?
question. You kind of going in and out. But if I hear you correctly,
I am.
So he don't have to necessarily cut the grass, but he can pay somebody to get it cut. Or you want him? Or you want him to actually cut?
Oh, she said he has to cut the grass.
Yes.
Kim, why does he have to pay somebody? Why can't he pay someone to cut the grass?
What's his purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. Let me
financial provider at this point, because it ain't coming out of your bank account.
Maybe if we won. Right.
No. No. If he slides the joint card, I'm all on board of a hell no.
Right.
He slides that solo card.
So that's okay,
so let me clarify when I say I want someone to cut the grass and take out the trash and stuff. That was my point of saying that, to where I'm like, we were forced to do things on our own because, again, I was married. So take the trash out. You literally got to walk to the garage to your car, and the trash can's right there. Take it out. So you miss it. I take that one out, put another bag in. You see it, you still don't take it. So now when I take it out myself, it's a problem. I was going to get it. We got 2 bags tied up right here. We're on the 3rd one. When was you going to take it? Or cut the grass. So now I paid somebody to come do it. Now that's a problem. I was going to get to it. When? We live in a forest. Like, I don't under. So then I'm wrong because I did that and I didn't wait and like, so it's like, again, you're forced to, you can't wait. You're not patient. Like, dude, like, come on. After 2 or 3 times, I'm not going to keep asking you. It's going to get done.
That's right. And if you're the man, I shouldn't have to keep asking you.
Exactly.
Because if that's your role, if you expect to have a hot meal, if that's my role, you expect to have a hot meal. We talking about our roles, right? Because he might know how to cook, and he be like, "I cook, you take out the trash." But we're talking about them roles, right? So if I'm the woman and I'm in there cooking, my expectation is you to take out the trash. If the grass start getting high, my expectation is you to handle it. If I need an oil change, I don't need to be at nobody CarMax or the Chevy dealer. I need you to take my car to get it changed. These are the things that I have for my expectations. Them are low expectations. Them not high expectations.
So you're saying he can't cook the meal and you cut the grass?
If that's what we discuss as a couple.
Okay.
If he said, "Baby, I need you to cut the grass, but I'm about to cook," I'm like, "You better go find another bitch because it ain't me." I'm just saying that's not me.
Please come and send them to me.
You hear me? Let me tell you something. First off, baby, she don't like to sweat, so I ain't cutting the motherfucking thing. If you even suggest that I cut the grass, that's motherfucking red flag, baby.
Right.
Now, if you want to use your money to pay somebody to cut it, I'm not gonna be mad at that. Okay,
as long as
it's done, I 100%. I don't give a shit. But baby, this cutting grass, what that look like? Got my braces and shit off. What that look like cutting grass?
Right.
I only want to sweat in the. My kids are here anyway.
We know. We get it. We get it.
Not me, girl. I'm not cutting the grass unless I'm by myself. I'll pay somebody right now.
I ain't cutting it either. I just said I want to sweat somewhere else.
So what if your guy can't? This is not to you guys, Mario. So what if the guy just can't cut the grass? If he can't cut the grass, why can't he, Hayward? Would it be okay if he pays somebody? Coming back to your question, Hayward.
You're asking them, or who are you asking?
I'm asking you, would it be okay if the guy pays someone to cut the grass?
Like if it were me, like if it were my person, or like I'm sorry,
just any situation, the scenario you was given.
Yeah, like I don't see that being an issue. Like if he,
say it again.
But apparently I don't see it being an issue. But they said, well, clearly, Mom Kim, it got to be his money. But that goes into the whole, I guess, the role things. And you guys, I don't know if the women feel that the man should take care of all bills, and then. I know that's a different story, but or different.
Going 50-50. I would love to go 50-50 with somebody. You hear me?
No, I'm just saying. But Mom Kim said that that grass money got to come out of his account only.
His account.
Ain't no fit. She ain't going half on that.
So. You're not going half on the grass because you're not going half on washing these dishes or cooking this damn meal. Just saying. Now, because I've been in relationships with multiple men. I have had men cook, but I'd rather cook myself.
Boy, I tell you, when you up one, people don't want you to win. Okay, just really fast, not to take us off subject really fast, but we're going to pose a question. So, say you guys are dating someone, all of you, and your grass needs to be cut, but your dad comes over and cuts your grass. But you have a guy, you have a male friend, or male friends for all of us. So with your friends on the outside looking in, how would you feel? How would you feel if your dad took care of that duty when you have a guy there?
Did dad just take care of it because you asked dad to do it, or dad just did it because I mean that makes a difference. Like the dad.
Let me ask Mario. Can I answer this? Because I don't want him to think that I'm leading the conversation.
Go ahead.
I'm asking an important question.
This was his exercise. He loved to do it. It was his exercise.
He loves to do it. So he came over and saw it. He came over and saw that allegedly saw that it needed to be cut. Came over and cut it.
R.I.P. Daddy. Now 13 years is allegedly. Yes, my dad. That was the way that he kept in shape. He would go and cut grass. So he would come over and cut my grass. Of course, he would cut his grass. Of course, he would cut his girlfriend's grass. And he even would go and cut my mother's grass, who he didn't even talk to. He would just show up and cut the grass. So I have a boyfriend at this stage in my life who is very, 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 very overweight. I mean, like 500 plus pounds overweight.
Okay.
And so my dad cut the grass, and my best friend had an issue with that and felt that it was my boyfriend's role to have that grass cut. And so I was trying to explain to him, like, my dad wants to do this. My dad was getting older. He's retired. This was his exercise. Mario had an issue with it. I said, Mario, even if my daddy didn't cut it, my ex-boyfriend would not cut this grass because he physically can't, and he would pay someone. Hence the conversation around that you brought up that just worked out perfectly. So thank you, Hayward. To pay someone. We didn't have joint anything, so it definitely wasn't coming out of anything that I contribute to. Lady. So, but that was still your contribution.
How is it leading? Okay, Stovall.
You and your man laying up in the house, and your daddy, you and your man laying. Let me paint the picture. You and your man laying up in the house.
Sometimes in the middle of the act, I'll be like, "Oh, daddy here."
Sharon, what's the heat right now in the 90s? You and your man laying up in the house. Your daddy,
cutting the grass.
Retired father, cutting the grass. Paint the picture. Y'all laying up in the house.
So for you,
I'm gonna paint the picture for my daddy.
Hold on. Let Hayward go. Hold on. Let Hayward go.
Okay. So sure enough, yes, daddy should not have been cutting the grass per se, but to Stovall's point, this young man could not physically do it, but maybe you should have stopped your daddy from cutting it. I don't know if that's what Mario feels like, or like, what do I feel?
Yeah, I feel they laying up in the house.
But that doesn't matter because you're saying that
they do. Hayward, they laying up, so you can open the window and see my daddy out there sweating in the 90-degree weather, cutting the grass, and you laying up with an iced tea.
So so what was he supposed to do? Because he physically can't do it.
First off, I would have enjoyed if he would at least got up there, and I ain't saying he had to cut the whole yard, but went out there in good faith and be like, "Hey, Mr. Stovall, let me get this section just in good faith,
or I'll take care of it." But she already said, like, he physically cannot or is not
cut a section, cut a square. I don't care.
Not at 500 pounds. You lucky.
He can fuck, can't he?
Now, Kim, I'm sorry. I'm with Mario on that.
I'm with Mario.
But why?
Let me.
Because it's a historical stereotype. This is what my dad.
Y'all just said y'all want a man to take out the trash and cut the grass. Perfect example. My out there, 90 degrees, sweating, retired. He didn't already cut 3 yards. All I'm asking is, sir, come out here and cut a corner. So my daddy don't think
there's going to be no resolve behind this one.
It is.
Let's circle back to the original question.
I'm gonna ask one question after Sharon get done. I'm gonna shut this thing down. Go ahead, cuz.
Let me tell you, I'm with Mario for several reasons. One, you ain't gotta walk fast to cut the grass. You can beat my juice box up, and you can walk to the kitchen or everywhere else. You can walk slow or something, cut the fucking grass like you walking through Target. Just cut the grass. Now, I've told y'all stories about my mama. My mama ain't got no sense, okay? She's the best thing that ever happened to me. My daddy is the one that would come over and he would cut it. But the first thing he gonna say, that nigga up there came up fucking, get out here. Then you can't cut my baby grass? Like, I gotta come over here and cut your grass. Like, maybe not necessarily to him, but my daddy would just say shit like, yeah, I'm over here cutting my daughter grass because you just killed that nigga. He in here laid up, like, laying up. But I'm over here cutting the grass. Is it, he'll make me feel like shit 100%. But you don't have to walk fast, and if you do, baby, listen, if you're not physically capable of doing that, maybe he gotta cut the back and then stop and get the front the next day. Whatever you gotta do, but my daddy out here hot too.
Not
even
if
he wanted to.
I think in the story,
like, hold the bag for him to put the grass in. I don't know. Go help. Do something.
In the story, Stovall, you should have stopped your daddy from coming over there to cut the grass.
There
Like
you go.
that's period. Because that wouldn't
But-
that wouldn't have even happened. Like,
But why when I never asked him? This was his thing.
but he just pops up to cut
Swear
it.
to
with
God
his
on my
stuff.
daddy.
So,
Yes,
like,
that was his thing. Which that's why I added my mom. They don't talk. My mother don't fool with my daddy at all. She would go out to have somebody or come out and notice my grass is cut. This was his.
Daddy, don't worry about coming over this week. My man will go get it for me.
Boom.
Communication is key.
Boom.
Now this man was it was door dashing before DoorDash. Had my groceries DoorDash every day of the week. I had a maid practically live with me, but you don't think that I can get somebody? He can't get the grass cut. Hayward, balling out of this world. I mean, like, I'm not going to no grocery store. I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. I'm not touching nothing in my house. But you don't think that I can have? He will have someone to come cut the grass. That was my.
Probably can, but why didn't he?
Because that was my daddy's thing.
I think for me, maybe if y'all weren't there when he came, I might have a little different aspect or different outlook. The fact that y'all were laying up
in the boom boom room, in the was that the Pottery Barn bed or no?
No,
the
mattress, but not the bed.
That was pre Pottery Barn bed.
Okay.
No, Lord.
Thank you, Hayward. Thank you. And, I mean, even though we disagreed at the end, still thank you for the support, because for over the years I've never received that, and I can't like, are you serious? Like, I feel like I'm really kind of offended, best friend, and I never told you this all these years, but I feel offended because it's like you taking a point off my player's card. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, that
And you know how I feel about my daddy, and you really don't think?
Yeah, I think in good faith he could have cut a piece of the corner.
He could have got the weed eater, Kim. That's it.
I said, Mario, he would have to pay somebody. He said it's still wrong. It's all the way wrong. I said,
now be paying somebody now. I'm gonna go with it if he can pay somebody.
Well, that was years ago when I got a different outlook on paying somebody now. However, then,
you see how so quickly it changes.
You didn't agree with people with men paying for the grass to be cut either?
Said no. Well,
he gonna pay for the grass to get cut.
Now I have yeah.
But I'm saying then
I believe in that.
Like,
but I'm saying then her argument was, well, he can pay somebody to get it. No, get him out there and get this grass cut.
He physically can't.
Okay, it took me a minute to wrap my mind around that, but it was the fact that they was in the house and her daddy out there cutting the grass. You know,
but you also presented it as if like she was aware that he was coming and they were just kind of laid up, and he, we knew daddy was coming, we still over here chilling. That's a different story than daddy just popping up and we recognize that he was.
Nice try.
No, that's totally different.
Are you trying to be a public defender?
No, I'm trying to tell you that the two are different.
Defender. Why can't just be a lawyer?
Definitely would not be a public defender.
However,
thanks for the support.
I believe Mr. Stovall did just show up every time.
Well,
every time he didn't just.
There were multiple incidents, so I thought this was an isolated incident.
No, he did. I remember she said he loved to cut the grass. Allegedly.
All the time.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly.
I'm done with it.
I'm done. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
The only thing that I have to say about the topic at hand is that I'm really kind of tired of having these conversations amongst women. Like, I really want to have this conversation with men, because it's just like,
why?
Yeah. Like, why are you not protecting us? Why are you not protecting us? And if we're not protected, what are we supposed to do? Mm-hmm. If we flip the scenario to a safety situation, if I'm at home and I hate guns and I hate your gun being in the house, but an intruder is coming in and I grab the gun, like, I have to protect myself, right? I'm forced to. It still don't mean I like guns. My stance is still the same, but I have to protect myself. So it's the same in this situation to me. I don't want to have the masculine role, but I have to, because if I don't, I'm not going to be a homeowner. I'm not going to make sure that my children have a good education. Everything that she said is going to be, I'm not, because I'm waiting for the Lord to send a mail. It doesn't work like that. Realistically, it doesn't work like that.
Well, so hold on. Now, why does it have to be considered the masculine role? Why can't it just be the caretaker? First, that's my first part of it. My second part is then you might want to have a conversation with some of your other sisters out here in the world that are taking care of these men that's got these men out here feeling like it's okay for them to do X, Y, and Z. Because there's a lot of women out here just to have a man, they're gonna do all that, take care of everything. And so that's why you get these men walking around here trying to, don't feel like they gotta work.
Grass.
Yeah, they ain't gotta cut the grass. They ain't gotta do nothing like that. This, that, and the third. Because
making it hard for the real ones. They don't have to put in
you
no
got some
effort.
sisters and cousins out here that are coddling these men, taking care of them, and allowing them to do just about nothing.
That's it.
Listen,
That's why they
wonder.
don't put in any effort anymore, because she wants me to really put in effort and really work on myself and really do my best. But I can go over here and tell this girl she's pretty and she's desperate for a man, and I ain't got to do shit. So I'm gonna go over here. I ain't gonna open doors and do all this stuff that I really probably should be doing. That's too much. I'm not doing all that shit. I'm gonna go over here.
That's right.
And I'm not in the business of protecting nobody's motherfucking peace, because they say that's what these hoes give them to. Fuck your peace. The fuck. Excuse my language.
Fuck your
yes.
peace.
Be his peace. Fuck his peace.
That's right.
So no.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
done talking about that.
Okay.
And I mean, fuck it. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, like I hear women say they've been married 3 times. I'm like, damn, I can't even get one proposal. I'm not gonna say I can't get a proposal. Many proposals. Nothing that I'm fucking biting off. Like, what? We can't even
cutting that grass. They got your daddy doing it. I wouldn't marry him either.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm
telling y'all, long life battle with this topic. I'm over it.
I know I'm over it for you. Like
I'm just trying to tell you. But anyway, so we're gonna switch gears. Just
somebody said laying up, putting on a shirt. I ain't gonna say who said it.
Exactly. All right, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit. I'm gonna show you this picture, and you give me your thoughts. So it says Marlon Wayans responds to comments that says he failed as a father for sharing pride photo shoot in honor of his son. What do you guys have? Well, let me tell you what he actually said, and then we can go into that. So allegedly he lost like 10,000 followers or something like that as he did like a photo shoot with the pride flag and everything like that in support of his transgender son.
Uh-huh.
And so as a result of that, his comment was, I hope I lose every follower that is ignorant, small, and full of hate. I don't fuck with that type of energy. Let's just keep it 100. I don't fuck with you, so don't fuck with me. Respects. #bye. What do y'all say to that? I mean,
1000% support them. We've had this conversation before. I want my child to feel supported because that's the only person I give a fuck about. So not the only person, but number one on my list. And so there's a little background to that photo. I don't know if y'all follow Marlon, but it's a little background because he has not always been accepting of his son. You know what I mean? He's made jokes. And you know, that's been a issue. He had a hard time transitioning from my daughter to my son. That's been an issue. So I feel like as he matures, they just recently suffered a death in his family. So things are probably just wide open in his mind right now. So as he's maturing, he's like, you know what? I need to love on my family. I need to do things that I need to do to support my family, support the people that support me. Number one person will be your kids. So I think that I fully support that. Like, how many times have I done something for my daughter I absolutely really didn't want to do, but I did it anyway? Probably a little different, but sometimes showing up to her people's events and stuff and having to deal with her dad and I play nice. I mean, that's a version of that, right? Because I normally don't play nice. Everybody knows I'm not playing nice with them, but for my daughter, I do. So doing something like that, I mean, like, yeah, I'm feeling them. Like, if I lost you, goodbye. That's just like a hardcore rapper saying that he doesn't take pictures with the gays, but then as things come into the world is changing and he takes pictures with a transsexual or whatever, and then he loses all his, you know, straight followers. Like, goodbye. You ain't with the modern day world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about marriage. I'm not talking about the church. We're taking a photo. You are a fan. The mind is different, but back in the day when you listen to NWAs, the NWA and Eazy-E and them, they might have not done that. So the times are changing. So goodbye followers.
The facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you Snoop Dogg is a way different person today than he was back then. I can guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? He's maturing. He's maturing out of that mindset. So like they're stuck. Goodbye. I don't need you anyway.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Also, I guess I look at it like we don't know them people personally. So why we like, I mean, what him doing that for his son affects your life in what way? I mean, really, besides seeing it online, how does that truly affect your life? I'm gonna support my kids in whatever. If any of them came out any kind of way, I'm gonna support you 100% because you're still my baby, and too many kids are killing themselves and stuff behind it, you know. But so you're my child. I want you to feel safe and know that you can come and talk to me about anything. I'm always going to support you. Now, with that, the only thing I would say, if it was a transgender issue or thing, if you wanted to change your sex, like have the surgery and everything, I would ask, let's wait until you're 18 or 21. And I only say that because I don't want anybody to watch this and be like, oh, well, you don't believe. No, I know that the suicide rate for people that do it early in their teens, when they change in their late 20s and 30s, some people commit suicide behind that because as a parent, why did you let them, they're like, you know, like, why did you let me do this so young when I wasn't all the way developed? So my thing with that, if it ever happened to me with that would be, I'm supporting you 100%. We're going to ride this out. You are who you are. But before you make that permanent change, I ask that you wait until you're 21. If you're 100% sure at, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, let's wait and just 100% make sure at 21. Now I would do that, but that's still me supporting you. You know, you are who you are. It's okay. You my baby.
10,000 followers quit following Webby when he took that compromising position picture showing his stomach, the reverse tramp step of his stomach.
What?
Right.
Webby took a picture in a fur coat, and he had a tattoo on his stomach like where Tupac had it. But he had his pants down, he had his boxers kind of down, showing the little crease in the stomach. And the internet was on fire about it because he's just such a hardcore gangster taking such a feminine type of picture. Did they quit following him? No, they just said players fuck up. You know what I mean? So like, it's too much. It's just too much.
I think it's a fake outrage for me. What's the really the big deal? You know, at the end of the day, you hear it from now with him supporting his son. You hear it from Dwayne Wade supporting his daughter. You hear it from Magic Johnson and supporting his son. You know, and at the end of the day, first off, you not following them ain't gonna do nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna still get paid. They're gonna still get their movies. They're gonna still. So what are you really doing? So
how does it affect your life
personally?
Exactly.
I like your term.
People that's taking that stance and saying, you know, I'm not gonna follow so and so because they do X, Y, and Z. Probably should be showing more support for their family member who may be struggling with either coming out or needing that support. This and the third. You too busy out here spewing hate or whatever like that. When you got somebody in your house. They need that love and support from you.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it's like, what is the big deal at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? I think it's great that he's showing support. I think it's great Dwayne Wade shows support. You know, and everybody that has a son or daughter that's you know, in the LGBT lifestyle. Now we call it lifestyle in the LGBT community. I think that's great. You know, we need. I think I said this before. We need more people in support of and less people in just going against it at the end of the day.
And judging, like I don't know. I mean, I know that's just part that's the world we live in, but it's like it has nothing to do with you, and we all got skeletons. None of our closets are clean. None of them.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know. I keep a very Listen.
This shit is tidy.
Okay.
Mr. Producer, I do want you to run back the conversation around parents supporting their young children in the LGBT community. because I do have some unfavorable probably some unfavorable opinions about that. So I do want to run that
Go
down.
ahead. Go ahead, put it out there.
With specifically with Dwayne Wade's child, I just think that whole scenario, kind of like what cousin was saying, I think that whole scenario was way too early and way too public, and I think that child is going to suffer later on. Hopeful, yeah, I just think that child is going to suffer because I think them being so successful and was so much in the public eye, I just think that question within a question before I finish that thought. If going to the movies, there are R-rated movie, you have to be 18. Why are we allowing children to make these major decisions before their brain has not even developed to even be able to confidently make those kind of decisions?
Well, let me say this really quick. First off, I have to disagree about it being too public because naturally that's his child. It's going to be public because who he is, and so that's a given. Secondly, I would say this though. I'm not exactly sure how far. I think her name is Zaya has gone as far as if she's taking hormones or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure. What her progression in her journey is currently. However, I will say this. I think that I don't necessarily think that it's a mindset, so to speak, meaning like a decision that needs to be made. I think it is an individual who feels like they are not in the body that they have been assigned, and so with that being said, they would like to be. They want their outside to match their inside, so to speak, if that makes sense. Now, when it comes to like the actual going through like the surgery part of it, I don't necessarily agree with that at a young age. But if a child is wanting to, a male child is saying that he feels like he is stuck in the wrong body and he is a female, I'm not opposed to if that means you want to wear a dress or these all the things that go along with it. Now, medically, when we get to some of the medical aspects of it, then maybe yes, we can wait a little bit. But as far as being in support of allowing you to express who you are and who you feel like you are, because at the end of the day, that can still have an adverse effect. Just as as you may have said, Ronnie, about later down in life, they may have commit suicide and this, that, and third. But that can very well also have an adverse effect if you don't let them do that, because now I am not able to be who I am, who I feel like I am. And you're telling me, no, you can't do that. Wait till you're 18 to be able to do that. No. So I say it's levels to it. It's levels to it.
But can you be who you are? Like you said, still wearing a dress and things of that nature, still, dressing feminine and things of that and be accepted. Yes. But I think Zaya, I want to say maybe 16 now, possibly 17. But if I'm not mistaken, Mario, she had the surgery about 2-3 years ago. Very before 16, if I'm not.
There was an actual surgery. I didn't know that there was
mistaken. I think that I want to almost say for sure that they did go through with that, because it was a whole bunch of just mess behind it, like actually going through the surgery. So to me, for something that permanent, that's young to me. I feel like I could still support you for how you feel and be there for you without you going 100% that way. That.
Yeah, I'm just saying, level set it with everything else in life. Yeah. Why is this a surgery, a gender surgery or hormones and stuff? It's just a touchy subject right now. So I feel like we handle it with care, but why can't it be level set it with the other decisions that have age restrictions? When you can drink, when you can smoke, when it's appropriate age to start having sex, when you can do this. Why can't it be level set with those things?
You're not even on your own insurance till you're what? You stay on your parents' insurance to what, 20, 25 or something like that?
Right. So those things right there, why is it rules for those, but this thing right now that we're having to handle with a glove and it's a hot spot, Why is it? Are we okaying it because it's a hot spot, or are we really okaying it because we've thought this through to level set it with the other age restriction decisions?
That's it. And then I want to say that I think a lot of people okay because it's the hot spot, or they're afraid to. Well, if you don't let him or her do it, then you're a homophobe. You don't. And it's like that's not it. This is still my baby, and I want to save my baby because my baby may get 25, 26, 27 and be like, why did you just let me do that young? Because I may not feel like that anymore. Well, and some of them they're fine with it, but you have some that like the rate of suicide, guys. I kid you not. You know, I'm in school. I had to do a paper on this as well. That rate is high to where they get in their 20s or 30s and they're like, why did you allow me to make that decision as a kid instead of stop me? So now I feel like whatever I was before, and I can't go back there. You see what I'm saying? That's just one of those things where I feel like I can still support you without going in and just approving something so permanent.
So I think from what I'm quickly reading, she hasn't had like anything surgically done, but
she did.
What I'm gathering is that she's like may have been starting to take hormones or something like that
to get prepared for it. Then is that maybe?
I don't want to speak on something I really don't know too much about, but my assumption is that you take the hormones to, you know, as a male, I would take hormones to become more feminine, and so. I do know what is that young lady's name? I Am Jazz. I remember now that she was a very young, taking the hormones, and not to be too graphic, but she because she started so early taking estrogen, it prevented her male genitals to grow as they naturally would during puberty, and so when she went to get the gender reassignment surgery, she didn't have enough.
Skin
to actually
no skin.
Yeah, to actually
create. It was very painful when she did get it done.
Yeah.
Because naturally your body is just naturally still changing, right? It's not even in its final state. So
correct.
That's just all I wanted to discuss is that, like, trying to get people to take out the gay part, the LGBT part, or that topic. Erase that topic. This has nothing to do. This is just a topic about someone young making forever decisions. Right. And sometimes I see that it's hard to separate those two.
And I think, well, to your point, I think it's a little harder as it relates to the community to make those distinctions, because it is right now is a hot button issue in a lot of places, definitely with the government as well. And so it's a little harder to make that distinction. But in reality, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly would love to. I've said this multiple times. I would love to be in the presence of a trans person to kind of get a better feel of what the transition looks like, what it means for them, and not to exploit or nothing like that, but just for my own better understanding of how the transition took place. Because it's very interesting to me, because I want to have it's just to be able to better understand the journey that I know the journey that I go through, or have gone through, and continue to go through as a gay male. So I'm just curious to know, what is that journey for a transgender, and everything like that, because I think, you know, for them it could be a little, you know, in some cases maybe a harder journey than for others, you know, because there's other factors to add into that. I see what you're saying about maybe, you know, not letting them do it so early. But I guess for my question to you, what would be your compromise?
I don't even know if I could get to there, because the first thing that comes to mind, and I might be stretching this, but I want to go back and sue my mama and tell her I loved who I love and I wanted to have a baby by him. So why was that banged in my head that was a bad decision? Because you can't tell me, according to what you just said, Mario, you can't tell me what I'm feeling in the inside. I love this man. I love this person. And I want to do something permanent, have a baby.
No. Because at 15 or 14 or 15, this and the third, you having this baby, yes, with this man, yes, that's cute. But who ultimately you're a child, and your parent, will have to the notion is I'm going to have to assume partial responsibility for your child because I'm still responsible for you, if that makes sense. So,
but don't the parent have to assume responsibilities when kids this young make these changes and have to deal with society? They have to deal with
yes, but no. To the point that I'm not. It's not the point that now I have two kids to take care of. You know what I'm saying? I am just showing my support and being supportive of my child who is feeling like they are not who they were assigned at birth is not who they feel like they are. So I guess my compromise will probably be different from yours. But then what do you think that, just hypothetically speaking, like if you are so adamant about it not taking place and they're not being able to be who they are, what effect do you feel like that's going to have on them?
It could. And my compromise is to be dress how you want. I don't care none of that. Nothing. My argument is just the permanent factors.
So what can they do? If let's say I was 8 years old and said, "Mommy, I feel like y'all had a serious discussion," and she was like, "Listen, I'm really, I want to transition. I feel like I'm a boy."
But I feel like not to cut you off, but I feel like, well, first of all, 8-year-old is not going to have those words like that. I want to transition. In my opinion, I don't think not. I don't think
not. I Am Jazz was young and she realized
she didn't say I wanted to transition. I'm sure those
she wanted to be. She knew she wanted. She was a boy. She was born.
That may be true, but I think just introducing them to like the whole physical change of it, like it's one thing. Like I agree with Stovall on that. Like, yeah, you can definitely like dress how you want to, and I know it's
change your room
and do whatever you want to. I'm going to support you in that, but it is hard to make that permanent. I know that's also tricky and difficult because people, I think. It comes along with the assumption or the presumption that this is something that they're choosing. So I think that's why it's also like a hot button thing. So people don't feel like, oh, wait to do this because you may change your mind later. And then people feel like, oh, this is something that they're choosing to do. Like, oh, I just want to say I really feel like a girl and I'm a boy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where a lot of the discrepancies come into play.
Yeah.
And that's why I am approaching it from the perspective of they are identifying the body they were born in is not the body that they feel like they should be in, and that's what many say. So it's not a choice to hey, I'm a boy now, I want to be a girl type of situation. They never felt like they were a boy. You know what I'm saying?
Mario, what is wrong with them waiting like all of America before this became a hot button situation?
Who are you to make that choice for them?
I'm their parent.
No, yeah. So you're gonna force. Here we are talking. So you're gonna force me to be uncomfortable, for 18 years of my life, and then I can't be who I can't be the real me. And so yeah. So then what happens? Then I can't be who I want to be. So I do kill myself.
But if you're still letting them change stuff and change how they dress and everything, so when you say, like, who are you to change this? Like, it's on my insurance. I'm the person that's gonna have to pay for it at that age. Like, this is that is still falling on me. Like, I can still support you without making that one permanent change. Yes. That one permanent change.
When we say permanent change, what are we talking? What are we speaking of?
The gender reassignment surgery. That's what they're talking about.
I'm not
myself. I'm talking about just the hormones because you just gave an example. That's documentation of an example of your body is still developing. So for you to stop the natural progression of your body can cause issues. So for me, I'm not even gonna go to the surgery. I'm gonna go just the hormone part. We can go in here and paint your room. If I can buy you all female stuff or male stuff, depending on which way you want to go for Christmas, I'm cool to compromise on all that. It's the permanent things or situations. When you get those hormones in you, yes, after a while they can wear off, which is why people can keep taking them. But what damage is it doing beforehand, before your body has established itself? That's all I'm saying.
And I can see that from that standpoint. However, and so when we're talking about the gender reassignment surgery, I do it now. I agree with that being done later in life, but I don't know. I'm in favor of I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable, and I want everybody to be able to live the life they feel they should be living, and I don't want to stand in the way of that. My point is, then if it is it would just be a conversation. Maybe we don't go full fledged on the hormones, but we might, give the amount that may allow you to, your voice to not change, to get deep or whatever that may be. And that, I guess that would be the conversation we would have with the doctor. There would, those type of compromises, because yes, you do have to continue to take those in order to make these changes last and such. But still, I don't.
Even if it was a newborn parent, I've had this conversation before. Even if it was a new parent with a newborn and they're wanting to make them vegan, I'm gonna tell you now, I have issues with that, because there's scientific proof that some of the foods and some of the things, the milk and stuff that you need to give a baby, they need to grow so that their body can develop, and then after that you can go. But because the gay part is a hot topic, it's like people are so passionate. But I would be just as passionate if it was another topic with that same type of permanent decisions.
I think,
but Mario, to your point, but so because I'm dealing with that from a child being pregnant at a young age, making that decision, having a son that is gay, having a grandson who wanted his nails painted, and I was like, just get one on each finger, because what type of school do you go to? Because how is somebody going to treat you, right? Me as a parent, me as a grandparent, I'm there to protect you from the world, right? Because now you go to school and you're a boy and you dress like a girl. How is the world, the teacher, even when he wanted all his nails painted, the nail tech was like, he a boy. I'm like, ma'am, I'm paying you. If he want all them damn nails painted blue, paint them.
And motherfucking do it now, Sue Young. Thank you.
Yes.
Shit.
But that's my thing.
Kidding, viewers.
You have to be able to protect your children. Because unless you keep them in the house with you, you have to let them go out in the world.
But but I think that's with anything, and I think we're looking at specific examples now of things like these specifics. But in reality, you have to protect your child regardless. If you have a child that's, I don't know, taller than everybody else, you got to protect it. Do you know what I'm saying? There's always going, in my mind, there's always going to be something that you have to protect your child from. So we can't pick and choose. Well, this is okay, but that ain't okay.
But you got to.
I'm just thinking for everything. Like I'm raising a country kid. Yeah, you could drive all the way out here in the country, but you can't drive when we in the city. I mean, mommy, that's unfair. Why not? I know how to drive. You can't drive in the city, because now I got to think about the other people. I'm not thinking about you. I got to think about the other people when the other people make a decision that you're not prepared for, because mentally you're just not that far along. That's my own.
I get it. But for me, I think where this is hard for me to really fully wrap my mind around, is because we're talking about we're comparing identity to controllables. And that's where I have a problem or have an issue with my understanding of, because I'm looking at, if we're looking at a transgender person, we're looking at identity, and all these other things are controllable things that we can control. So I don't know.
Also, I fight kids about mine. So anybody that's my height or taller, and I'm only 5'2", can motherfucking get it about my kid. So,
ain't that it? 5'2". Okay, they gonna take you.
Or taller.
5'2" or taller.
Mario, is this something that you need to tell us, honey? Because I got some dresses in here you can fit. Just saying.
No, I'm not. I feel like I'm okay. Cute, real cute.
Now wait a minute.
You were really passionate, boo. I said.
But no, because because first off, it's a hot button issue right now. Second of all, I guess it sounds to me like a lack of acceptance, and that's what I'm hearing, and that may not be how it's intended. That's not the message you are presenting. But when I'm hearing the message, I'm hearing lack of acceptance, and that's where I'm having a disconnect, because how do you accept your child? Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, that's why I said it sounds like identity versus controllables. And so I don't know. But definitely something we may need to double back on because I see we all have some strong opinions about it. You know,
can we double back on it and find someone that maybe has it and
I would love.
I think that would be you know what I mean?
No, I would love that. I would love
young and
better understanding. Yes, just for better understanding.
I would love to find an older male, gay male. I mean, like older, that went through the 60s and the 70s with having to contain themselves on how they're feeling on the inside. Because they were in just an era that was not talked about. Like finding someone in this era is cool, but it's been the hot topic. So finding someone there and then talking to their parent, like you knew this person was this way. You didn't mind it. You allowed them to be up in the choir. You allowed them to be flaming at home, but like you didn't allow them just to be public in the public.
But also to be gay versus being transgender is totally different too. And I think a lot of people try to lump them together in reference to like feeling that way. So like a person who was gay and had to conceal that over years versus a person who felt like they were in the wrong body is a little different, in my opinion. Just that experience, because I think they're two different things. Like,
no, I agree with you, Hayward. It is two different things.
I don't even know
if you can find somebody that can talk to that. Maybe we can get Caitlyn Jenner on here.
No, ma'am.
Oh no, I mean, but she would be a great example. She went through all of that, and then what is she doing now? But that's an example.
Life as a white man.
I was gonna say that's a white man. We need somebody else. That don't fucking count.
But she was not. That was not her.
Not her identity, though.
Like, ma'am, do you understand that the people you rooting for, they don't even like you? What the fuck was going on?
But I'm just saying that would be a good one. That and later on, it was push at the beginning of her to be a white woman. But now look at her. You made Vogue. Vogue, right? She made Vogue, right? That's the highest prestige.
Who pushed it? She pushed it.
She pushed it.
But Mario, you just said someone that feels like that they're not in her body. Yes, she pushed it because she felt like she shouldn't belong in that body.
In that man's body.
But she is still a white woman. Listen to how she talks. She's still a white man when she talks. So she's delusional on a bunch of shit that I wouldn't ask her some stuff. I need somebody else.
Exactly, because she's a woman. She's a white woman coming from a perspective of a white male privilege. She recognized, she may have made that transition. No, you got to call it what it is. You got to call it what it is.
On this one.
You can't have bullet points on certain ones and sub bullet points.
You have to be able to open your mind to understand the whole picture. See this whole thing, big picture. Caitlyn Jenner, she transitioned from a male, and yet she still lives her life. She's got privilege. She had privilege before she transitioned. And she still lives her life with that privilege. She ain't her identity is Caitlyn, but she lives still as Bruce, meaning like she's gonna make decisions in the mind of Bruce because she of privilege. It ain't got nothing to do with identity. It's privilege that allows her to move the way she does.
And you can hear that when she says anything politically. Like it's like you understand they don't even ride with you. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Yes. All her political thoughts are based. It's not based on her as a transgender woman.
It's not.
It's based on her as a white male.
Yes.
But I'm talking about just the part that at the beginning of this coming out, right?
Of her life.
Of her life
as a man.
She started as a man, and she said that she didn't feel comfortable in that body. Yes, that's all I'm saying.
I have a
question. She transitioned to be a woman, and she feels that's the body that she's supposed to be in. However, that has got nothing to do with how she shows up in the world. Mm-hmm. She shows up in the world as a white male because she has that privilege to do so. So if Caitlyn Jenner wasn't rich, wasn't famous, all those kind of things, then I would like to see what her life would be like. But I can't say that.
But I'm just saying the part of why is she not pushing the being a woman part anymore? She has settled with being kind of.
She does when it
fits her. Yeah, when it fits, when it's convenient. She does it for convenience. But all in all, she doesn't ride with the LGBT community in that regard. And I honestly, I don't think she rode with him when she was Bruce. Honestly, so she made the transition. Yes, for whatever reason, she felt like she was in the wrong body, but she's never come across like she was a
part of the community,
member of the community.
Yep. And I'm glad we brought her up because we are definitely gonna have to circle back to this because I have so many questions. So one of my other ones were oh God, I hate when I space. So okay, so she's talking about a woman. Okay, so when she won Woman of the Year, I'm sorry, I'm all for transgender and shit, but that's some bullshit to me. You had just transgender. You got all these other female athletes who.
So again, I asked
from
you,
the bottom now they here.
Is it push because it was granted or warranted, or was it push because it's a hot topic right now?
I think it was push because it was a hot topic.
And when we use the words such as pushed, that I guess that's a trigger word. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what's throwing me off a little bit because it's not. I don't think it was pushed. This is who people are, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but Mario, when people like Bruce, just using what you just said, just using what you and Sharon just said, when people like Bruce show up in the world and they have a period where they're like, I don't feel comfortable in this body. You get all of these people in the world and in your circle to support you or not, or make money off of it, whatever. And then you transition and you get these things like the Woman of the Year, you're on these prestigious magazines, and then you go back to being a male. I say push because are you doing it because of the likes of today?
And so I say, when we say you go back to being a male,
like that.
But you know,
I guess that would kind of make sense if. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No,
I think that would make sense, Stovall, if at the time when Bruce was going through the transition and said that, I don't think transgender rights was like a big thing at that time. I think when he did it, it was just like, this is what it was. Like, I feel like I'm living in the wrong body. But yeah, it then grew to become, I think, a thing after that, like post that. But I don't think he used that space and time to say, okay, now I'm going to jump on this train and say I'm going to transition and get whatever I want to get. And then now I'm bowing out. So I don't think that was her intent in doing that.
And see, I remember that time frame of it trying to be normalized. Like, this is okay. So that's the only part I agree with Mario, which is why I use the word push, because like some of the people, which one thing about like all of these different how to identify, I'm like, is it really that? Mario, me and you even talked about it. And I'm just like, what is all of this stuff? You like, I don't know. But so I'm like, is it of this cult? Is it of this fad? I don't want to call it is it of this current fad of, I don't know. I don't know the words to use.
And I get it,
and I think that's where half of the conversations get broken down because people don't know the words to use. We're not trying to offend anybody. We're just saying, like, when hip hop became popular, it was just like, this is gonna pass. Like, everybody, white people, all cultures is jumping on hip hop, like when it's a thing.
But I think that's the overarching issue when it relates to the LGBT community. I think a lot of us feel like people denounce it to or minimize it to being a fad or being something that's a passing phase, or like, everybody jumping on the gay train now. They're pushing the gay agenda. Our kids don't need to see that. And your kids looking at people having sex 24/7, but that's cool. But you can't see two men kissing because then they're gonna magically turn gay. I think it's that piece that makes it just, it's annoying and frustrating, and people are miseducated and miseninformed, and they don't want to be informed because they, at any last resort, any heterosexual person will say, because in the Bible, that's the sin. You love the sin, but not the sinner. Like, that's always the thing to fall back on. And it's like, you don't truly support a person who's like living their life in truth and saying like who they are. It's like you want to badger them with religion and do all this stuff, but it's okay, baby. I still love you though, because I'm gonna love you, but this is not right. So it's like, it's just it's
and I shut those people down. Be like, but your brother's playing with kids,
right? And that I was just about to say that. So the ones that are saying this, I think I just saw something online, and I'm gonna get back to the Caitlin thing because I really did want to ask y'all something, but I just saw something literally online today where it was like, it was I don't call him president because he's not president anymore, Trump, and his spiritual advisor, who was his spiritual advisor, who's a pastor, who they just found out had been sleeping with somebody since they was 12.
Oh, Jesus.
But nobody